Mine's actually, I'd say, pretty similar to Canyon's with at least one major caveat. But I'm not going to let you know what that is until we get there. So starting at the top 10, I have Stan at number 1. Agree with all of what Canyon said. I think Stan's the favorite to win this year. He may run into some issues in, I don't know, 3 years from now or so, but who cares if you win 3 championships in a row. Next up, I have Josh at number 2. Same points that Canyon made. I think he definitely has a chance to knock Stan off. All it takes is a single injury or something weird to happen, and Stan's team could not be as good. In third, I have Dustin, so that's a slight differentiation from Canyon's. I put Dustin at 3 because right now his team isn't as good, but once he gets his team healthy and once they mature throughout the season, I think he'll have a better chance of beating Stan and Josh than Tony does. And then at number 4, I have Tony. That's kind of like my upper tier of these are the guys that I think can win the championship this year. Everyone else, I think we're all screwed. We don't stand a chance unless major things implode. So from here on out, I kind of changed my methodology of ranking. I weighed more heavily towards whose team is better suited to be in a position to contend in a few years. So starting off the list at number 5, I have
So wait, I want to interrupt here. So what I just heard before you say your team is that after I got out of the top tier, I changed the methodology so that I would be ranked next.
Hey, man.
Go ahead.
Hey, man. I mean, there were no criterias here. I just, I wanted to get a top 10 that made sense. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And that would make sense to the masses. So at number 5, of course, I have myself. I think my team is primed to contend in about 5 years and will not stand a chance until then. I think my team has a lot of young talent. Everyone that is that my top performers right now are all under 25 years old. And then I have a lot of injuries as well. I have Jonathan Isaac at 24, who hasn't played at all. He's injured. Onyeku Kongwu, who I think has potential to pan out in 5 years. I have Klay Thompson, who's coming off injury. So, I mean, maybe he'll be performing well then still, or I trade him off to get some value in return. Marvin Bagley, only 22, Luka, Cole Anthony, blah, blah, blah. Franz Wagner, mini LeBron, no big deal. So at number 6, I have Kobe's team. A lot of the same points as Canyon. Looking at Kobe's team, if I can find his tab. Yeah, so he has a lot of youth on his team as well as a couple of top performers right now, and Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker. OG Anunoby, Miles Turner, Darius Garland. These guys are all 25 or younger. He also has Jalen Suggs, who I think is going to end up being great long-term. Ben Simmons hasn't played at all. And some good role players from there. Maybe a Killian Hayes pans out. Jeremy Grant's doing all right. Yeah. Moving on from him, I have Canyon's team. I think Canyon's kind of in the same boat as my team and Kobe's team. Doesn't really stand a chance until a few years from now. Right after Canyon. And all the points Canyon made as well. I think I'm blanking on his name, but the rookie in Cleveland. What's his name, Canyon? You love him.
Mobley, my boy.
Evan Mobley.
The savior, as we call him in Canyon's team land.
That dude does look like he's going to be pretty good.
He's going to be good.
He's looking pretty decent. Plus, you have a lot of injuries that could pan out in a few years, too. Jalen Green, Patrick Williams, James Wiseman. Yeah, so I think you'll be there for quite a few years. After Canyon, I have Jared, who's kind of in the same boat as Kobe, myself, and Canyon. He's got some talent and Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. I'd put Kristaps there, but I don't trust the guy. He's always injured. Who knows? Maybe Kristaps will retire in 5 years.
You're listing Jared. You're listing Jared's team's members. You were talking about Kobe.
Oh, I moved on from Kobe. After Kobe was you, and I talked about you.
Got
if
it,
you
got it.
remember.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Sorry.
Listen,
Sorry.
Canyon.
I'm
God.
dumb. I'm dumb.
And then after you,
I was so
is Jared.
high from you.
Canyon
listening.
blacked out.
Yeah, I blacked out. I blacked out.
Oh
for a
my
second.
God, David
Ooh.
ranks me in the top
Oh.
half of the league. Oh, this is all I wanted. Let's end the podcast now.
Yeah. This is
okay.
going up on the internet, so I'm super happy right now.
Perfect. So on Jared's team, he has a good mix of proven talent right now, but still pretty young, in Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell. He does have a few guys that are getting a little older, like Drew Holiday, and basically the whole second bottom half of his team is above 30, or just not that good. But he does have some young talent in Josh Giddey, Mo Bamba, Taylor Horton Tucker, SGA. So I think he'll be there for a while as well. After Jared, I have Clay. Basically exactly the same reasons that you already listed and that I just said for Jared. Trae Young, Ja Morant, proven superstars right now. Collins, Fox, Marketing, all kind of in a tier below. Michael Porter Jr. is injured for this year, but he'll be back and he'll probably return to form. And he has a lot of other young talent as well. Underneath Clay,
This would be
I have my last one. My last one. I went ahead and I put Trent here.
Yeah.
I put him down because Nikola Jokic is just killing it, and even in 5 years he'll only be 31, so he'll still be killing it. And he has an old man's game already, so he's not slowing down. My concern with his team, though, and the reason I put him at 10 and not 8 higher, is because his next two best players are Jimmy Butler and Paul George, who are entering the upper years of their prime. They'll probably be exiting their prime in a couple years, maybe 3 years. And his fifth best player is Andre Drummond, which, I don't even know what to think of this guy. Is he going to stick around? Is he going to be a perpetual backup? I don't know. Tyler Hero's nice, though. Keldon Johnson, PJ Washington, DeAnthony Melton. Those are all real young guys that I think are going to pan out. So, yeah, that's why I put him at 10.
So I want to point out something, and I've been graciously enough to let you finish your list, but not only what Canyon said was true, that you completely changed the latter half of yours to put yourself first, but also, David, I just want to point it out that there are about 7 different teams that have almost 500 more fantasy points this year than you.
Now,
I would just say 5 years from now, yes, maybe you'll be good. But putting it on a top 10 list with the audacity to say put yourself at the top of the latter 5.
Right now, right now, I am the second to worst team in terms of points generated. However, Luka Doncic, he's in a new system with Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd will be fired in 2 years, and then Luka Doncic will thrive again. I haven't been subbing my players in every night because I know I don't stand a chance at the championship. So I'm just waiting to get that first overall pick. That's my strategy here. I've had
I just want to note the commissioner is on this podcast, and you just heard he just heard you admit bold-facedly that you are tanking on purpose, and you will be punished for that.
Whoa. And I talked about how I have all sorts of injuries right now, and maybe a few underperformers like Brandon Ingram that I think are going to turn it around. Jaylen Brown's been injured half the season as well. So, my points forward can be deceiving.
I move that we move on to Josh's, so we give David no more airtime on this podcast. Then he's already tainted the entire sanctity of the top 10 with his disgusting methodology.
I'm a clear number 5. I don't know what the problem is.
Clearly, obviously. Also, I just want to put a wrench in your little plan. Canyon, the commission actually put in the rules that you have to have the play-in tournament at the end to get the first. So you still have to beat players to get the first pick.
Like I said, I got the talent, dude. I got the talent. I just need to make sure I don't finish top 4.
Josh, this is disgusting. We need to give him no more time.
This is great. This is actually fantastic. This is what the people want. So, all right.